Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we are going to be in 83 stars, and we are going to be running this entire star to kind of discuss all, well, most, if not all, hopefully all, of the crazy kind of movement ability sets that you can chain together, and how you can get a lot of hypermobility just based on the gifts that you have in the game. And you might think, well, that's a waste of iCore, like this is 3 iCore, this is 1 iCore, this is 2 iCore, pretty long cooldown there, half a second here, 2 seconds here, so cooldowns are kind of all over the place for these mobility options. And then obviously you have quick and normal and slow mobility for just any blood code and any kind of business that you're going to be getting into with different veils and weight classes and such. And so what it's going to be interesting is just how effective you can possibly be with these mobility options in front of you to kind of just time out the enemy and, you know, move around them easily and quickly. And there's really no reason to dodge if you have a bunch of these mobility sets around you. And I mean, obviously here, you know, this is going to be a little bit simple, but you'll be able to notice that having a ton of mobility options, if you remember how to quickly switch to them during each of the animations and stuff, you can really, that one was just to push a button because I wanted to push a button, whoops, but you can really get some crazy setups going with how you engage with the different enemies. And like, here's one of them. We can let this guy do something, and we can do that, and then we can let him do something. We can go back, run in for a running attack, and you can kind of just bash your way through here. And it is very fun that you are able to completely ruin most of these guys with just some mobility quick steps. And obviously we do have dodging and everything, and so we can make use of that if we need to, but a lot of times it's just something like this that is as simple as, you know, bashing a guy in the face just like that. Now this guy we're just gonna get rid of so we can get rid of this guy as easily as we can. Now you'll notice that we are getting slapped around a bit here and there, which is fine. There's no real problem or threat to us. We have so much healing. These guys don't do a lot of damage, and you can switch out this veil to be literally anything you really want. This has a much better slash resist, so we can go for this guy right now. Don't forget the gifts for your partners, and then we can close gaps, as you can see, very quickly with Dragon Lunge, which we all knew that before, but seeing it in action with something like Shadow Leap or Vanishing Hollow, it can really give you a lot of flexibility in how to engage the enemy, how to run back and forth between the different engagements and such. It can really give a new flavor on something like this where we are slow mobility, and there's no way to really move quickly as slow mobility because that's the inherent nature of the name, is that it is slow. So we can speed things up also with all of the gift accelerators that we have all over the place, and so that is a great opportunity to be able to figure out when are those opportunities, and when you have the ability to see he's jumping around, so I don't want to be part of that. And then we can go in. So again, a very simple kind of mechanic here. I mean, it sounds very basic and very obvious, you know, like just don't get hit. Well, that's what we all want to do, right? But the reality is that sometimes the skill issue is too big of an issue to overcome, Oops, missed that one. Oh. And you can see that, you know, even getting clustered up there amongst a crazy group of enemies, we did get hit, and that was because of the, you know, the wide sweeping range of that guy when he hit us, and so we didn't have our dodges on point there at all, so that was kind of a problem. Okay, this guy is warming up, so we're going to dodge out of the way. Make sure that we have plenty of room in between us and the aggressor there. Definitely don't want to be, you know, engaging any kind of faster than we need to. And so we'll take Louis along with us here for now. There's really no reason. We will dismiss him at the next missile. All right, let's go together. And you can come with me through here, Louis. Now, all of these movement values here that we have for these, Shifting Hollow has an instant startup. There are no frames of startup. As soon as you press the button, the character goes into the mobility of Shifting Hollow, and it has 19 frames of startup as you go into your flight. Okay, now this guy is exceptionally good to have mobility for, but I mean, when you kill him, that's kind of the antithesis of all of that. And then you have, for Shifting Hollow, you then have you have 19 frames of actual materialization process, I guess I'll call it, where your character model goes into a flight mode, and it takes you 19 frames to go from standing there to fully disappeared. I don't know how else to say it other than that. And then you have 22 frames of flight from position 1 to position 2, which is about, you know, here, you can see it in a sideways view. To go that far is 22 frames. And then and the values I'm giving you are the earliest possible points in time that you can actually do another action. Like if you were going to dodge forward and then back, it's 22 frames before you the next button can be pressed. So keep that in mind if you are you know, trying to understand things, but you'll notice that I'm going a little faster. If you pause the video, record it, mark it down, put it through a video editor or something, and you count the frames, I'm actually going faster. How much faster? Exactly 10% faster, and then 22% faster, I believe, and then where's my calculator? Anyways, it's 0.1 times 0.1 times 0.1 on those frames, and so what's 0.1 cubed? I think it's like 0.33 or something like that, so it's like a 33% speed increase. And so if you speed up your gifts, and then if you use Eva as well, that's another 10% increase, multiplicative, of course, because that's how Vane be, and you can absolutely get some crazy short frame times on those flights, which is not great because you absolutely want to be in the air, immaterialized as long as possible, right? Because you want the longest amount of iframes. Well, that's sometimes correct, but for some of the attacks that come out at, like, you know, 1 or 2 frames, having 22 is just way too many frames. And so keep that in mind, that if you're speeding things up, sometimes that's not what you want. And so we'll play Oliver here in a very comfortable fashion. Oh, and I didn't have enough frames. Whoops. And so that can happen sometimes on the differences here. Okay. Let's go ahead and heal, because why not? And yeah, there we go. There's a stagger. That's great. Well, we'll go ahead and heal again. Let's get let's reduce our frames more. Oops, I missed. And there's a case where we were in iframes as Oliver's hammer came down. So you can see that it's very nice. And we're probably going to get hit. Oh, we got him a stagger, so we didn't get hit. That's nice. Okay. Nice. That was a good combo. Let's just back up a little bit. Get some frames. Some dead frames. Oh. I did not press the button, I guess. Oh, good. Anyways, so that's a lot of fun on your kind of hypermobility setups that you can kind of put forward. You can kind of just stand there and move according to certain bosses, not all of them, but a lot of them you can get away with this ability set to kind of stand there, do some parries, back up, move all around the battlefield, close distances and gaps. You can be slow mobility and still move at these speeds, which is really, really awesome. That you don't necessarily need to be quick mobility or normal mobility or anything. You can be whatever mobility you wish, and you can use a lot of these setups to close distances and do different attacks and back in and back out and all kinds of different stuff. And there's a whole bunch of these kinds of mobilities that you can use. We have Chariot Rush, that's kind of on that order. We have Phantom Assault, we have Savage Dive, sort of Usurper's Blade, you go forward very slightly on that. We have Tormenting Blast, we have Dragon Lunge. We have a lot of these mobility weapon gifts. We have Lightning Charge, obviously. And if you don't know about Lightning Charge, you know, watch a couple other YouTube videos. We're going to be going through that as well, but this is pretty crazy on a movement ability set. So, and then Vanishing Hollow, obviously, Shifting Hollow. And the funny thing about Shadow Leap, it's actually not in the miscellaneous tab here. It's in the actual gift tab, and it's right down here because it's a unique gift of Isis. But the funny thing is that it's like considered an actual gift, like an offensive gift, because it does blood damage. So very, very interesting there. So have fun with these. And I didn't talk about Vanishing Hollow or Shadow Leap. Vanishing Hollow has an instant startup as well, just like Shifting Hollow, but it has 25 frames to fully disintegrate the Revenant, and then it has 70 frames of flight before you can press another button and do something else. So this is more than a second of iframes, which is just absolutely bonkers. Shadow Leap, this has a 6-frame startup where the ball detonation is developing, and then it has 11 frames of detonation period, and then you have 30 frames of flight before you can press the next button. So it's about a half second of iframes in flight, but the detonation also you can't be staggered out of because you're immaterialized during the 6-frame startup. So don't worry about that. So it's on the order of about 50 iframes total from start to finish, from when you press the button to the time that you can press another button. But the real crazy one here is Vanishing Hollow. I know it's expensive at 2 iCore and 5-second cooldown. That is a pretty hefty cost to ask for, but the full over a second of iframes is just absolutely crazy. So you don't have to be slow or quick or normal mobility or anything. You can use these at any time, and it's really, really great how much utility you can get out of them. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.